So now I'm going to show you how to admit a patient from the inpatient nurse side. So you've gone down to the emergency department, you have received transfer of accountability with your emergency nurse or the other unit. It might not be emergency department, but from any other unit. So you've received your transfer of accountability and you're ready to bring your patient into the system in your unit that you're working on at this point in the inpatient side. So when you did your transfer of accountability, so there's two ways to do this. So I do have these laminated sheets that are available for you. So if you've gone through all of these items with the nurse giving you transfer of accountability and you've made sure that you've done those, you'll be able to document them at this point here, or you may have done them directly already. If you've done them directly already, then you will have those in your work list under transfer of accountability. You can do them directly on the unit, or you can do them at this point once you've got your patient up and settled in. So you would have done a face-to-face transfer accountability, and you would have covered all of these items individually with the nurse giving you accountability. So we go ahead and select those, and slowly but surely I'll get through those for you. And now that we've selected those, so two important pieces, we do want to know who's taking the patient. So in this case, I am accepting the patient onto the inpatient unit, and we'll say that I received transfer of accountability from Alexa in the emergency department, but it could have been from ICU, it could be from any other department. It doesn't matter. So we do an environmental check. We make sure that the patient has the call bell and that all the equipment that is necessary at the bedside is there. Because we're moving the patient unit to unit, we do want to deal with this belongings piece. So the patient did have her glasses on. She does not wear contacts. She does have dentures, upper and lower, and they were with her when we received her. Doesn't wear hearing aids, so we won't deal with that. She did have a bit of jewelry on, so she has those. We did leave those at the bedside with her, and we'll say that we sent her medications home with her family so that we didn't have to deal with them here. And now you've done your transfer of accountability. So that is the first step in receiving your patient. If you're unsure as to what the steps are to do this, in the intranet or on the intranet under the Expanse or clinical education page, you'll be able to find documents called Expanse SOPs, which stands for Standards of Practice. And those are going to be the standards put forward for those admissions. And there's going to be a step-by-step guide in there. So if you're not sure what to do, you will want to get that reference for this piece. So you have now done your transfer of accountability with your patient. The next thing you want to do is you want to deal with your, you want to make sure, actually, first of all, if the nurses in the emergency department were able to do a proper med reconciliation. So if they did not have a list for the patient from the pharmacy and it's pending, you could actually click on this yellow slip here, and we would put here pending community pharmacy list, and you would need that to complete the med reconciliation. If that was already done, then you wouldn't have to worry about it at this point. So that's a kind of a point that's going to be interesting moving forward. If you wanted to verify those medications against the list now, you could go to the chart and you would be able to go to the home medication list here and verify what the patient was on here, or you'd be able to do it from the tab here and do the home medication list here as well. So those would show you what medications the patient came in on if you wanted to clarify and you had this list. And if you did have the list, then you would want to get rid of this message. You highlight and backspace to get rid of those. So highlight and backspace and then click save, and that would clear your yellow tab from that patient. While we're in the yellow tab, you're also going to want to indicate that you're looking after the patient. So the patient assignment piece is not clear on the unit. So you're going to want to put your name on that tab so that others looking at the tractor know that you are looking after that patient. So the next thing we want to do is we want to deal with our orders. So the doctor has put in orders in the emergency department for the patient, but we have not yet processed or carried them forward to the inpatient side. So that is indicated by this tran, this yellow tran. those are our orders waiting to be transferred over. So we're going to click on that tran, and you're going to get this pop-up asking, do you want to transfer over those orders? Yes, we do want to transfer over those orders. And we're going to go and do that. So now when I'm looking at this page, it'll show me everything that is a new order. Now, if there would have been some medications on hold, I would see the held orders as well. If there's anything that was discontinued in Emerge, I would see whatever was discontinued as well. So you've got those options sitting there. So once you've reviewed and you're satisfied that you know what's going on with your patient, you can go ahead and click on this process transfer button. And that is going to put forward the orders that have been placed by the physician in Emerge for you to carry out on the inpatient side. So now that you've got those orders transferred over, you're going to go ahead and acknowledge the orders that came through, and you're going to go through them individually. So you're going to need an ECG, you're going to need oxygen if they have a requirement to do so. This is something you may want to indicate in your yellow sheet here, or just leave it on your work list, and it'll get dealt with on the work list end. And then that's your order, your handover. The VTE prophylaxis is not required, so there's not going to be any enoxaparin. The diet will have already gone over to the kitchen. And then you've got some labs that will have already gone over to lab, which are ordered for tomorrow morning. So we know that by seeing the date here. And then these are the medications that the doctor has chosen to order with us. So they're unverified in pharmacy at this point. And we do have some IV fluids ordered as well. And then there's another piece of the transfer order, and we're going to go ahead and click save. So now at this point, if there were medications that we needed to administer that needed to be dealt with, we would go to our MAR on our document tab in our MAR, and we would go ahead and administer whatever has been ordered for that patient. At this point, so those have not flowed forward yet, but the MAR, the medications we just did, will flow over to that MAR, and we will administer those medications as ordered. So now that we've dealt with our orders, the next thing we want to do is we want to do our documentation and our assessment on the patient. So you're going to go to your document tab or your work list tab, either or, and you're going to click on those. So now that we're in this list, so you're going to notice that some of the routines from the emergency side have carried over, but we're going to want to add a standard of care for our unit that we're working on. So we're going to go ahead and click on this add button here, and we're going to click on standard of care, and then we're going to select the standard of care that's appropriate for our unit. So it might be ICU, it might be OBS, it might be medicine. So go ahead and select that, and you're going to put it in play. You will have some duplicates to deal with. So ideally, your duplicates, you want to keep the one that is associated with your order set and dismiss the one previous to that. So we're going to go ahead and click on the yes to turn it into a no on the ones that we want to remove the duplicate of, and we're going to go ahead and click back. So now we're going to have all of our work list items ready to go. So what I suggest doing is clicking on this little tab here, or on the clipboard, and what this is going to do is going to put things in order for you. So you're going to notice you have these 1T, one-time orders. These are things that are triggered on admission. So you're going to go ahead and select those. You can do them individually or all at one time, and then you're going to go ahead and document on those pieces. It's going to create a workflow, and then you're going to go ahead and document on those while you have them. Once you've completed those, you will have also these Q1H orders that are there. So you're going to want to deal with those as well. Again, you can deal with them individually, or you can deal with them as you go. And you're going to go ahead and click on document, and you're going to document on those. Those pieces will include a set of vitals and your physical assessment and all of the things that you need to do on your patient. Then you're going to want to deal with anything else that's relevant with your patient. So you may have IV lines to deal with, Foley catheters, chest tubes, whatever it might be. You're going to want to document on all of those things that are existing with your patients. You do want to have a recent weight on your patient as well. So you're going to go ahead and find your height and weight, and you're going to you will have dealt with that already in those one times, but you will want to make sure that you deal with each one of those individual items that is ordered as part of your standard of care. And once you've documented on all those pieces, you have completed your admission process. And then you're just going to proceed with your care as you would with the patient and do your daily assessments and documentation, which there will also be an expanse standard of practice for the daily assessment stuff as well. So that's it for your admission process from the inpatient side.